So sitting at this table, we all agree here that God and Jesus Christ is the one who is the Savior in our lives, and he is the one from whom we get our rights. But the left will tell you that you are your own God and that your rights come from the God of self. And so as we're looking at the news cycle lately, we've seen a lot of things in the news about abortion and what's been going on there. And of course, with Texas and the heartbeat bill, we've seen that develop. And even just this past weekend, Mexico, the Supreme Court has ruled that abortion is now legal there. So what we're seeing is a broader trend across just North America where we are losing this idea of the sanctity of life. And for those of you who aren't aware, the Texas heartbeat bill had a lot more controversy because people were relying on the Supreme Court to kind of bash that down. But the reason that it gets away from the Supreme Court is because it gives the power to the citizens. So it allows private citizens to sue each other over abortion rather than focusing on the state having power over it. So it really is a brilliant law, and I know Michael and I were kind of talking about that today.
It's crazy how it circumvents, all that Supreme Court precedent. You don't have to worry about Planned Parenthood v. Casey. You don't have to worry about Roe v. Wade. It gets around all of that by just putting the power in the hands of the citizens. So
yeah. And so of course everyone's mad because they did it legally and there's not any actual true problems with the law. But it is really funny, I think, that we suddenly remember basic biology and suddenly remember that there's only 2 genders as soon as abortion comes around. I mean, every other day we can talk about chest feeding and birth-giving persons, but at least within the last week or so, we've just been reminded that women are women, which is an odd blessing to have.
And that men have no right in that discussion.
Yes.
Oddly enough,
None.
men who can now, according to the left, be birthing persons, they don't have any standing on this.
Even male birthing persons, I wonder.
Even male birthing
who knows?
persons. Yeah,
maybe they do. Maybe they don't.
My Facebook newsfeed was filled with liberal or leftist women who were making the same claim that just my body, my choice, men can't tell me what to do, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, I mean, you guys have said that men can give birth too, so now I suppose the 50% of the population that didn't have a say does get a say.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And again, we can go on this topic forever. I was even having a hard time narrowing down what I wanted to say. But today we have this amazing video from AOC, even confusing herself the way we just did with the male birth giving, whatever. And it's quite funny, so we can bring that up.
An agenda that helps guaranteed health care, that helps ensure that people who do give birth that don't have the resources is controlling women's bodies and controlling people who are not cisgender men. This is about making sure that someone like me as a woman or any menstruating person in this country cannot make decisions over their own body.
It's just hilarious.
I don't know if I can follow all of that.
It's watching videos like that help you understand what a gift AOC has been to us.
We used to have a debate in the office about whether or not she was actually a gift and she should be promoted or not. And I was always of the opinion that she should be promoted because she shows exactly where that party is headed.
You can just see the amazing logic she uses by referring to the same group of people as 3 different things. So, and that was probably within the span of 2 minutes. But my question for you guys is, will there ever come a point when we're talking on a policy level where the left actually sits back and goes, you know what, that doesn't make sense? Will they ever realize their logical inconsistencies?
Well, half of them already have. I mean, if we go back to the aftermath of 2020, sure, they may have won the presidency, but they lost a lot of seats that they didn't think they would. And so then we got that leaked phone call between all of, I don't remember if it was congressmen or representatives, but there was a leaked call between all of these different Democrats from Capitol Hill, and basically it was the moderates fighting against the progressives. The progressives were calling the moderates racists, and the moderates were telling the progressives, hey guys, let's not be so crazy. Let's not push socialism. Let's not push all this gender nonsense.
Getting our teeth kicked in over defund.
In 2024, we're going to lose everything if you guys don't wake up. And so, half of them already have woken up, but it's just they don't have the power right now. They don't have the stage that the progressives do. So the progressives are still calling the shots.
Yeah, they nurtured, the moderate Democrats
Yes.
nurtured this cancer in their midst, and instead of using chemo to get it out, essentially the way Buckley did with the Birchers, 50 years ago, they have let this go, and now the monster they created has come back and has taken over. They don't have control. Can you imagine being a somewhat liberal Democrat worried about getting reelected, and people you're serving in the House with call you a racist?
Yeah.
Because you're saying, please, can we not talk about putting the police out of commission?
Yeah.
I mean, the inmates have control of the asylum over there.
Yeah.
There are a lot of different, to answer your question, there are a lot of different ways we could parse this. I think there are a couple of different groups of people here. One is a group of people who thinks that, socialism, communism never actually been tried right, and the circumstances weren't right. No, it'll actually work if we can just get the right new socialist man will emerge and all of that.
The Netherlands. Yeah.
Silliness. Yeah, exactly. They're not socialist, but we'll pretend like they're socialist. It's unclear. But I think there's another group out there that absolutely realizes that this ends in misery. But they accept that for a couple reasons. First off, they think equality in misery is better than inequality in wealth.
Yeah.
And additionally, I think they are betting that at the end of the day, they come out in the tiny percentage of party members who actually can get good. They think they're going to come out and be
The
part of the
victors,
party.
be the top,
Yeah.
Be part of the
the top
Communist
1% that they
Party,
hate so much.
Yeah.
That's what they're holding for.
I keep thinking about 1984, and they talk about Winston and the Victory cigarettes that just fall apart, and the Victory vodka that tastes horrible, and the Victory coffee that's terrible.
Yeah.
These folks know that it's going to be like that for a lot of people, but they're also gambling that they'll be part of the party establishment and get the good stuff.